Hey beautifuls! Welcome back to Love and Learn with Lacey, and I'm Lacey. So today I thought we would talk about how parents sometimes just don't understand. And by that, I don't mean we're going to sit here and bash the parents in our centers. Absolutely not. I just thought, hey, let's talk about some stuff that maybe parents don't know about how our day works. And that stuff that could be useful and add to better communication with the parents that we work with every day. Because in the end, it's all about working together for those cute little people that we love so much. So, number one, I wanted to talk about biting. Biting in a toddler classroom /twos, or if you just work with toddlers, that's where you're going to see more of it. Toddlers bite. It happens, and it is so frustrating because you don't want the children hurt. You don't want to see them sad, and you don't want to see the children get mad enough to bite. That being said, in a toddler classroom where there's usually anywhere from one adult if there's only 5 children, or if you have 2 to 3 teachers in the room, if they are doing their job right, they are trying their hardest to have eyes on all the children at all times during the day. That could mean during circle time, during activities, during outside time, anything that children are doing, we are trying to have eyes on the children at one time while also trying to fulfill other duties that need to be done in the classroom, like changing diapers. So, for example, we'll try to have one teacher changing diapers while the other one has, the children sitting doing something. Now, maybe that person is also having to clean up the table for lunchtime while the children free play, but their eyes should try to be on the children at the same time. That's difficult. But like I said, if they're doing their job correctly, they will try to work as a team to whereas one person always has the attention on the children, if not both of them. Now, that being said, parents, I am not a parent. I don't have children. I don't have the mama bear instinct, I guess, yet, although I am very protective of all the children that I've ever taken care of. They're my kids. Whether it's been 7 years since I've seen them, I still hold a place in my heart for them. And I absolutely do not want you to think that I and your other care providers, which I cannot speak for them, but most of the time, if you're working with children, you don't want to see them get hurt. You want to do your absolute best to make sure that all the children are, learning and playing in a safe space. And sometimes that's hard with toddlers because toddlers don't communicate well. That's what you're supposed to be trying to teach them at this age. Communication, it doesn't come easily. They're learning to talk, and if talking's not an option right now, then we sort of resort to sign language. Sign language can be a great tool for those children who just verbally are not, ready, or they're sort of in those stages of where they can communicate a little bit verbally, but they also just need that little extra help. So that way there's not that frustration between the parent or teacher and the child, so that they can get those needs fulfilled. So I guess my point is that I would like there to, which I don't have a problem with, the parents that I work with are so amazing and so understanding, because, we have these phases that go, from time to time where we won't have any bites at all, and it'll be great, month or so, and then we have this wave of everybody wanting to bite. So those are the days we pass out teethers with everybody's name on them. We try to, if somebody seems to be in a lot of pain, we have, the medicine provided from the parents that we'll give them and let, the parents know that they seem to be in pain. But communication and teething, those are the two biggest reasons for biting. And I think the more that you're around toddlers, you kind of understand that. And the parents I have in my classroom are phenomenal. They have, like I said, been very understanding. But I want those to know that if you are becoming frustrated with, maybe you have your teachers, if you are a parent and your child's teacher is informing you of your child getting bitten more often than you deem appropriate, I advise you to don't just get angry, because I understand that's going to be your first reaction. Going to the teacher, having a conversation about it, seeing what they're trying to do to prevent it, if there's actions in place or, things that they're saying to a child, or if they're redirecting, if they're being put in timeout, so that there's some sort of consequences for some of that, which toddlers, that's kind of a controversial thing. Toddlers and twos, it's hard for them to understand the consequences of what they're doing because they don't see anything wrong with it yet, so they're learning. So basically, I'm rambling, but just understand that communicating with your child's teacher is the best option to try to find a solution to the problem, because we want to help. We don't want to see your child get hurt, because I know I absolutely don't want to see that, and not just because my job's on the line, but because I love your child as well. So that was the first thing on my list, and the second thing on my list my camera cut off my phone camera for some reason. So the second item on my list of things that I hope parents could understand about our day-to-day work in the early education field is that some of us just are younger. We don't have children yet, or we don't plan to. I know a few people like that love their job but do not want children of their own, and that's okay. Me, on the other hand, I desperately want a family. That is a plan of mine, but currently I do not. So there are certain things that I can't relate to because I am not a mom, and I think that that kind of steers some parents towards the older teachers in the center. People that are older that have, kids that are older, they've been around the block, and that's totally fine, very understandable, and I've talked about that in another video before. And while I understand, it does kind of sting a little, because I don't think the parents understand the amount of effort that goes into becoming an early education professional or even paraprofessional. I had my associates in that because I hadn't actually declared a major yet. It took me 4 years to do that, and then it took me another 3.5 years to earn my bachelor's, which was a little longer than it was meant to be. But it took a lot of work, it took a lot of studying, lots of hours in internships and different work environments, seeing all kinds of different kids, and then on top of that, the kids that I actually worked with in centers and babysitting. And so, not that I know everything, because I like to say that I like to emphasize the fact that I do not know everything, and if someone tries to say they do, they better be really smart, because I don't know everything by a long shot, but I try my hardest to learn all I can and I try to pass that on if to whoever may need that information. So that being said, I don't have kids, but I know some stuff. And that's exactly what I wrote on my paper, because that's just the way I wanted to phrase it. I do know some stuff about children, and so I don't want you to like kiss my feet or anything at all, because I totally respect the role of the parent as well, because that's the most important role, is the parent. But I do know some stuff. So if parents have questions, I hope that they would always feel like they could come to me. And if I don't know, I'm sure my director knows, because she's a smart lady. And if none of us really know, we can work together. We can do some research. We can find an answer. You know? And that's, I like to emphasize it as well. It's about working together for the good of the kid. So hopefully that we can all work together. Number 3, trace, is something that kind of, I know, irks a lot of parents, and when it's not dealt with properly, which I've seen in the past with, other, not firsthand. I've had other people tell me about circumstances they've had with sick policies. They're not set in place to make your life harder as a parent. And I say that again, I'm not a parent, and I know that a child being sick can kind of throw off your whole week. It affects the hours that you're at work, so it's affecting your pay. It just shuts off after so long. So I'm going to have to do some splicing. But anyway, sick policy. Not there to make your life hard. If your kid gets sent home, if you have decent teachers in your center, it's not because they hate your child. It's because they don't want to see anybody get sick. And if they could help it, they would not be sending them home, because they would rather not have germs be spread around. So that's that. And I know that there are a lot of parents that are very understanding of that, but I also know it can be very, very frustrating. And also, I'm going to be totally fair and honest right now. I am sure, because I know there's merit to some parents' complaints, I know that there may be teachers out there somewhere that kind of want to take advantage of the sick policy, and maybe use it as a way, maybe the child is not feeling great, but they're not feeling, they're not totally down and out, and maybe they don't have the loose PMs or something, or maybe the parent had a doctor's note already and it got misplaced, or, whatever, and, the child is still being sent home, even though the parent doesn't feel like that's following along with what was agreed to. That happens, I'm sure, but it's a matter of making sure, again, communication, that you have good communication with your directors and your teachers, that you know the policies that are in place, and that you can recognize signs of your child. If there's something abnormal, or if it's something, like, say they're already on an antibiotic, and you let your teachers know that, and so they know things to look out for, so that they know that the child doesn't probably need to be sent home. So again, it all comes back to communication. It's number one thing. Number 4, the next item on my list of super fun, is I think that parents, or at least I hope parents, know that we do not want to tell you the negative things. I will tell you things that negatively happen during the day if it was an ongoing problem. If the child was trying to bite excessively, or if they were trying to hit excessively, or if they were using some sort of bad words over and over again, even though you've tried to downplay it, or I don't want to have to tell you those things. I want to tell you good things all the time. I wish I could, and I will try my best to start off with the great things, but I want to be honest and make you understand that what happened during the day. I want to be completely honest, and I want you to understand that, like, I love the crap out of your kid, but these are things that these are the things that we're working on. And every negative thing that happens during the day, we should just really be viewing it as a learning opportunity for them. So, no need to feel super bad about it. Anywho, the next item on my list was something on the more positive side, because I kind of want to end it on a happy note. Not that it wasn't all happy, but I want all of my videos to be happy. I don't want anything too negative. I want to send some happy vibes out into the world, something helpful, maybe useful. So the last item on my list was, I just hope parents understand that most teachers, at least myself, I love it when parents ask questions about what we do during the day, the lessons, activities that we do, and maybe the thought behind them. Maybe they ask, like, oh, well, what skills are they picking up from this activity, or what do you have planned for next week, or is there anything that maybe we could help with, which is not something I would really require from parents. I know parents are super busy, so that's just like a special case. If you had some time on your hands and you wanted to come in and hang out and just, see what we do during the day, but basically just questions are welcome, especially for me. It just shows that you feel that comfortability, which I know isn't a word, but you feel comfortable coming and having, that one-on-one with the teacher in your classroom. So again, communication. And the last item was that. So, guys, thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this video. I just wanted to take a second before I finish up and upload the whole thing. When I upload the video today is my dad's birthday, so I want to wish him a happy birthday, and this video is dedicated to you, I guess, because you always are asking me when I'm going to upload my next video. Sorry I can't see you tonight, because I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I sound bleh. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!